ChatGPT is one of the greatest tools of our generation, but if you're not using it to help you with content in some way, you are wasting time that could be better spent growing your business, creating, or honestly just living your life. So today, we're breaking down 15 ways to use ChatGPT for content that actually feel like cheating. So not just draft me a carousel kind of prompts, we're gonna go deeper. These are the same methods we've used ourselves and taught hundreds of business owners to use strategically with the right structure, tone, and context, so ChatGPT becomes your full-time content assistant. You'll want to take notes and screenshots for this one because there's a bonus cheat code at the end you're definitely going to want to try. We promise you, after 3 years of using it, basically every single day in our business, now for sure every single day in our business, you won't believe how different content creation can be once you finally understand how to use ChatGPT the right way. Let's dive in.
So let's kick it off with creating a project for content. So a project in ChatGPT is like your command center. It's a single workspace that stores your business's context, tone, and strategy so you never have to repeat yourself. It turns ChatGPT from a blank slate into a trained team member, one that actually remembers what matters to your brand. And here's why this is so important. When you're consistent with your context, meaning the information, examples, and details you give ChatGPT, you'll start getting consistent, high-quality results that actually sound like you, not like a bot. So here's what you got to do. Create a new project folder and title it Content Plus Copy. Upload your brand voice guide, social media strategy, and audience profile as your project files. Now, if you don't have those yet, no problem. Grab our free Content Pillars Blueprint and social media strategy template, link below, and fill those bad boys out. They are the perfect foundation to upload. Once those files are in, tell ChatGPT, use these documents as context for all content I request inside this project. Now, every caption, idea, or email comes from your brand's actual identity, your voice, your audience, and your goals. Think of it like hiring a content assistant who's been fully onboarded, but who never takes a day off. Do this once, and you'll never start from scratch again.
Now, another way to use ChatGPT that feels like cheating is to have ChatGPT interview you. Now, this one's part brand exercise, part therapy session in a way, part business coachy vibes, but with ChatGPT as your interviewer. So instead of staring at a blank document trying to write your about page or mission statement, let ChatGPT ask you about your business. This builds an authentic brand snapshot that it can reference for you later. So every piece of content will always feel consistent, personal, and true to who you are. So you're gonna prompt it with, ask me 10 questions to learn about my business, my customers or clients, and my values. Then don't overthink it. Just voice note your answers, ramble a little bit, ramble a lot, and paste that transcript in. You'll be amazed what comes out when you stop editing yourself mid-thought. And then you're gonna wanna follow up with, summarize this into a brand snapshot that includes my mission, offers, audience, tone, and challenges. You might realize you've never actually said out loud what makes your business different from other people until ChatGPT helps you hear it back in your own words. And once you've done this, you'll have a brand overview that you can reuse everywhere, from your website to your social captions to your email welcome sequence. We'll talk more about that later, to your YouTube scripts. This will really bleed through everything. So if you do this once, you'll never have to explain your business from scratch ever again.
The next ChatGPT cheat code is to build an audience segment that speaks to the soul. So your audience segments are simply the 2 to 3 main types of people that you serve. So the ones who buy from you, follow you, or learn from you. This is one of the most powerful and underrated ways to truly understand your customers. So your content doesn't just talk at people, it connects with them. Because when ChatGPT can articulate who your content is for, it can tailor your messaging to match their emotions and their motivations. So remember, content that connects always starts with empathy, not algorithms.
Facts.
So ask ChatGPT to map out 2 to 3 audience segments based on my business. For each, describe their goals, frustrations, and desires. Then have it write soul statements. So these are short lines that capture what those audiences truly want. So for example, imagine you run a local butcher shop. One audience might be foodies who care about high quality, locally sourced meat. Another might be families who want affordable, healthy meals that they can feel good about. And another might be community supporters who shop small because they care about keeping local businesses alive.
Or 2 of the 3.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you go hard on those. When you understand those differences, you can tailor your content. So recipes and cooking tips for the foodies, bundle promotions for the families, and behind the scenes stories for the community supporters. That's what it looks like when ChatGPT helps you speak to the heart. And when you speak to the heart, conversion follows.
Exactly. Now, the next thing ChatGPT can help you with content-wise is to write transformation statements. So if you're not familiar with what transformation statements are, they are one of the most powerful storytelling tools you can use. They show your audience the before and the after. So where they are now and where they could be after working with you, buying from you, or learning from you. So think of it like this. Your offer is the bridge between the pain and the possibility. Transformation statements help you build that bridge and communicate it clearly. And this applies to any business. People don't buy effort. Remember that. They buy outcomes. They're not paying for your coaching sessions, your products, or your hours. They're paying for who they'll become or what life will feel like on the other side. So ask ChatGPT to write transformation statements that show what changes for my audience after they use my offer. Then you'll follow up with turn these into short form video ideas, reels, captions, or carousel headlines. For example, say you're a coach who helps people apply for grants. You know who I'm talking about. One of our members.
Yes.
You could say, I teach entrepreneurs how to find and apply for grants, right? Or you could reframe it with transformation, which is, I help entrepreneurs go from stressed about funding to fully funded and focused on growing their business. Do you see the difference? One describes what you do, the other paints what is possible. And that's the language that stops people from scrolling and makes them say, oh, that's me, that is for me. Your transformation story is your strongest marketing asset, and ChatGPT can help you tell it with clarity, emotion, and precision. So definitely we recommend we use it too.
Yeah.
Recommend that you steal this one.
The next ChatGPT cheat code is to build your full content calendar. So having a content calendar systemizes your planning and eliminates the daily what do I post today spiral. Without it, consistency becomes almost impossible, and consistency is the only thing algorithms and audiences both reward. So the good news is that ChatGPT can handle most of the heavy lifting. Give it your content pillars, your business goals, and your platforms, and let it map out a month's worth of aligned ideas. This keeps your content consistent, strategic, and tied directly to business outcomes and not random trends. Here's what the prompt looks like. So you can say, using my content pillars and audience goals, plan a 30-day content calendar for Instagram and YouTube. Once you've got your topics sorted, ask ChatGPT to expand on each one. Outline what's needed for each post, script, carousel copy, and caption. You'll end up with a clear step-by-step roadmap that you can plug right into your scheduling tool. So if you want a full walkthrough of this, watch our video, how to build your content strategy, calendar, and posts with ChatGPT. Should be linked below. Bad boy right here. It comes with a free downloadable guide. Both of those are also linked below. And one well-built calendar turns your content from reactive to reliable.
Now, your next ChatGPT content cheat code is to create hooks that actually stop the scroll. Now, we've seen advice out there that says, just ask ChatGPT for 20 viral hooks and you'll blow up. Listen here, we get why people say that. It sounds super easy, right? But ChatGPT isn't scrolling Instagram or TikTok. It doesn't know what's trending right now, but it can study patterns. And that's where the real magic happens. Your hook, determines whether your content even gets seen. So it's too important for a vague prompt like that. Here's what you need to do instead. Upload screenshots of hooks from videos or carousels with high engagement, or paste a hook guide or resource that you've downloaded. Those guides that are like 100 hooks. One of our guides even has a hook in it. And then ask ChatGPT, study these examples and create 10 new hooks that follow the same emotional and structural patterns. You're basically giving it then data to study, teaching it why those hooks work so it can apply that same logic to your content. That's what stealing like an artist in the new world looks like, because you already know that the hooks perform form, you're just adapting them to your brand. This is how you teach ChatGPT trends and tastes so it can write hooks that actually sound like you and are relevant to your audience.
The next ChatGPT cheat code is to write real scripts using a proven framework. So you can turn ChatGPT into your personal script coach, helping you take rough ideas and shape them into short form videos that actually hold attention. Because the difference between a scroll past video and one that converts is structure. So here's how you can do it. You just ask ChatGPT to write a 90-second reel script using the structure problem, promise, insight, and call to action. That specific framework keeps your content super focused and really easy to follow. It gives your audience a reason to care, a payoff, and a next step, all in under 90 seconds. Then go into pro mode. You can ask ChatGPT, now write 3 tone variations: conversational, storytelling, and expert. That way you can test what resonates with your audience and what feels most natural on camera. You can also incorporate the hooks we just talked about, or even ask for new ones using different angles like curiosity driven, open loop, or contrarian. So for example, say you're a fitness coach. Your problem could be you're working out 6 days a week and still not seeing results. And your promise is, here's one thing to fix that changes everything. Then you share your insight, maybe about recovery or nutrition, and wrap with a simple call to action like follow for more realistic fitness advice. When your videos follow structure, your ideas finally stick with your audience.
Now, the next way to use ChatGPT for content that will feel like cheating is to mirror high-performing formulas for long-form scripts. Let us explain here. Your personal script coach isn't just for short-form videos. ChatGPT can help you write, refine, and structure any long form content, whether that's a YouTube video, a podcast episode, or even a LinkedIn post. But here's the real cheat code. Have it study the creators or experts you admire and mirror their pacing and flow, because success leaves clues, and ChatGPT can help you find them, organize them, and turn them into a repeatable formula for your own content. Here's how to do it. Upload a few transcripts. This could be from their YouTube videos, which you can pull directly from YouTube, or screenshots from LinkedIn, and then you would prompt, study their structure, pacing, and rehooking style, then create a formula so I can script my content in a similar flow. You'll start seeing patterns, how they open, how they re-engage, how they transition between, say, teaching and storytelling, and then ChatGPT will help you break that down so you can learn from the best without copying them. So you're modeling the structure, not their style, but that's how you find your own rhythm faster.
The next ChatGPT cheat code is to do a massive brain dump and let ChatGPT organize it. So if you could see Tiffany's notes app right now, I swear only her and ChatGPT understand what's going on in there. It's bonkers. Yeah. And honestly, that's the point. Yeah. ChatGPT is your second brain for messy ideas. And too many people think that they have to start with perfectly polished thoughts before they can post anything. But the whole benefit of using ChatGPT is that you don't have to. Dump everything that's swirling around in your head. So random notes, rants, ideas, and just let ChatGPT organize it into themes and outlines. So whenever an idea hits, send it a voice note or paste it straight in and say, group these ideas by theme and turn each into a potential post or video outline. It'll sort through the mess and show you the patterns that you couldn't see yourself. Then later, you can refine these ideas by saying, draft a short script for each theme using my frameworks and align it with my content pillars. Before you know it, your Notes app turns into a month of organized content. So don't wait for clarity to hit, create it through structure.
The next ChatGPT content cheat code is to use ChatGPT to describe visuals. So this one is for our creatives, the artists, the makers, the musicians who love what they create, but don't always love writing about it. So if you've ever felt like the words do not do your work justice, ChatGPT can help you bridge that gap. It's the translator between your visual or audio creativity and the language that brings it to life for your audience, because great products and great art, they deserve great storytelling. So here's what that looks like. Upload a photo of your latest work or your work in progress, and then share a few notes about what inspired it and ask ChatGPT to describe this image in emotional, aligned language. You can also use metaphors that match my brand voice, and that would be great if you really want to make sure your copy feels really rich. And ChatGPT can return a caption or product description that feels poetic and true to your work, something that captures both the beauty that you have in your work and the feeling behind it. So when words fail, let AI translate your vision so you can create from emotion and have ChatGPT help you express that.
The next ChatGPT content cheat code is to identify gaps in your educational content. When you've been in your field for a while, it's so easy to assume knowledge, to skip steps or context because it feels so obvious to you. And we still catch ourselves doing it because when something's second nature, you forget how much your audience doesn't know yet. And that's where ChatGPT becomes your quality control partner. It can help analyze your content and spot where clarity is missing or where a beginner might get lost. And often, this is something we realize too, your next best idea is hiding inside those unanswered questions. Here's how you can use it. Share your script, post, or outline and ask, after reading this, what questions might my audience still have? ChatGPT will surface those missing pieces, the wait, but what about moments that your viewers are already thinking. From there, you can round out your current content or turn those insights into new posts, maybe even a whole series. That's how you let ChatGPT highlight what you're too experienced to see.
The next ChatGPT content cheat code is to write ad copy using a proven formula. So there's no way that we could talk about ChatGPT cheat codes and not mention ads, right? Especially persuasive copy that actually drives results. And one of our favorite ways to use ChatGPT once it's fully primed with a brand's business details and audience segments is to have it draft as much ad copy as possible using this simple formula: transformation or audience alignment, offer, scarcity, CTA. It keeps your messaging clear, emotionally resonant, and action driven, and it works. With the right copy and ad creative, we reduced a client's cost per lead recently by over 93%, bringing it down from $95, which was astronomical, even though their product's very expensive, but still, we got that lead down to just $6.38 using that formula per lead. Amazing. So when you combine ChatGPT's copywriting structure with your human insight, you get ad performance that actually feels like a real cheat code. We are not messing around here, all right?
The next ChatGPT cheat code is to write your freebie, your landing page, and your email sequence. So if you've watched any of our videos about growing beyond social media, you already know how important your email list is because social media builds visibility, but your list builds ownership. And ChatGPT can help you map out the entire lead magnet flow from the freebie that attracts your ideal audience to the landing page that converts them to the email sequence that builds trust and sells your offer. Consistent messaging across your funnel creates familiarity, and familiarity breeds trust, as they say, and trust drives sales. So here's how you can do it. Ask Uncle Chat to help you turn your idea into a fully opt-in funnel. So for example, let's say you run a skincare line. You could start with a lead magnet like 5 winter skincare tips for healthy, hydrated skin. Then you can have ChatGPT write the landing page copy that gets people to sign up and the follow-up sales sequence that naturally connects that freebie to your deep moisture product bundle. You could prompt it with, write a 5-part conversion focused email sequence for this freebie that includes delivery and focuses on value, connection, and next steps to sell my deep moisture product bundle. You'll get a sequence that introduces your brand, it builds trust, and it'll lead your audience towards the sale, all without sounding pushy, which is what we want. Automate your nurture sequence once and it'll keep selling for you for months.
Now, the next way to use ChatGPT that will feel like cheating with your content is to write captions that convert. So captions aren't just filler text. They are tiny sales conversations that build trust and drive action. And once you teach ChatGPT your structure, every caption it writes will sound strategic and not generic. So here's our proven format. hook, story or insight, and CTA. This is the same framework we use in our Captions That Convert guide, the resource that helps you write captions that don't just get likes, but actually drive sales, engagements, and signups. It's linked below as well if you want to check it out, because you can use it and upload it to ChatGPT like we were talking about earlier. It includes 10 caption templates for different goals, plus a bank of hooks and CTAs, so you never run out of inspiration. Now, you can use it across all platforms too when we're talking about writing captions that convert. These are captions for Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, anywhere your audience reads what you write. And here's what that looks like in ChatGPT. Write a caption using this structure in my voice and tone. Hook, story, or insight. Upload the post that it's associated with, and then give it a rough set of notes and anecdotes if you feel that that'll also help with the post as well. This could also look like uploading a script for your reels, or the actual designed carousel, for example, or the copy that's in the carousel. One simple proven structure, though, is an opportunity to turn every caption into a conversation, not just simple text.
So this is the bonus that Tiffany talked about earlier. And this is something that no one really ever talks about. Personally, I've never seen anyone talk about it ever. And that is to teach ChatGPT to grade itself. And we call this like the mind reading prompt. And this is genuinely super special. So you can actually train ChatGPT to grade its own work, to create an internal rubric that checks your standards before it ever gives you an output. So think of it like giving your content assistant a checklist, and it won't hand anything in until it meets your criteria, whether that's nailing your audience segment, aligning with a content pillar, or maintaining your exact tone. And here's why this matters. Once ChatGPT understands your standards, your time goes into refinement and not rewriting. And here's what it looks like prompt-wise. Before responding, check your output against these conditions: tone, clarity, depth, and structure. Exclude hype or fluff. We trained our multiple ChatGPTs this way, and that's how you get content that is 90% ready. And this, my friends, is the ultimate cheat code. You're not just prompting ChatGPT, you're teaching it to think like you. So it anticipates what you change before it even shares something with you. Once you've built this feedback loop, ChatGPT becomes your official executive content assistant you never want to let go of.
So when you use AI with intention, it doesn't just save you time, it scales your efforts and your impact. So start by setting up your project, upload your key files, and test a few of these prompts today. You will be amazed at how quickly your content starts to flow. You can also grab the free templates below to build your foundation, and check out our ChatGPT content video for the full workflow on turning prompts into a content calendar and ready to post content. And if you want to go deeper, join us inside our YouTube membership. It's where we share in-depth walkthroughs on how to show up, build trust, and turn content into income. Everything we mentioned again will be available below. Give us a like and let us know if this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and check out this video next. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.